Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Sip and Simmer. I'm Anita Manager. We all may have our concerns and our worries in our life, but for the next 30 minutes we're here to have a drink, have a snack, and have a good time. This episode we will be making homemade tater tots, a homemade barbecue sauce, and we will be pairing that with a Pearl Harbor beverage. If you would like to contribute to the production of Sip and Simmer, my Venmo is Anita_Manager, and all of the proceeds will be going to making the drinks and the snacks and putting this show together for all of us to enjoy. This episode, I have Miss Sienna Rose joining us, but first, I need a minute. Before I invite our guest, I am going to get the drink started. I need the other page. So in our drink here, we have 2 ounces of vodka, and don't forget that I always double the recipe because there is 2 of us. So if you want to make extra, you can always just follow what I do and double the recipe. So I've got 2 ounces of vodka. I have 1 ounce of melon liqueur, and I have 4 ounces of pineapple juice. I'm going to take this, I'm going to shake it up, and I'm going to pour myself a drink. Okay. I needed to make my drink before Anita Minute because it's a little personal. So I'm going to take a sip. Oh, Sienna's gonna really like that. It's very sweet. Oof. Okay, so tonight in Anita Minute, I want to talk about your personal feelings about yourself. And I want to really stress the fact that skinny is not a goal and fat is not a problem. If your biggest problem during the pandemic is that you're going to be gaining a little bit of weight, that's not a problem at all. I've struggled with weight my entire life through ups and downs, and I wasn't any happier when I was thin, and I'm not any worse for the wear being heavier. Happiness is not a number on the scale. I'm happy. My happy is my loving husband, my housemates that I look forward to spending time with, and being productive in all aspects of my life. Just remember to be kind to your body. It's the body that will get you through this. It's the body that will survive to dance at your favorite bar again. And it's the body that will soon hug your loved ones. When this is all over, the body that you have will be a victory because right now, survival is victory. And I want to give a really big shout out to Marvin and Rosemary. I piecemealed some of their statuses together and threw in a little bit of my own stuff because I think it's really important that we don't continue to say, I'm getting fat during the quarantine, or I'm just sitting here gaining weight. You can do things. You can get out, you can go for a walk, you can change your diet a little bit to account for the fact that you're not doing as much, but it does hit certain people differently when you say things, and it's just really important to take other people's feelings into account. Okay, so I am going to pour another drink and invite my guest on. All right, everybody, Miss Sienna Rose is here to join us.
I'm back. You didn't think you could get rid of me that easily, did you? Bread week may be over, but I'm still here.
All right, so welcome, Sienna. And
Hi.
Before we get started, where can everybody find you on social media?
Everybody can find me at Sienna Rose Official on Instagram and Venmo. Ding.
All right, so cheers, welcome
cheers.
back.
Thank you.
This is your 2nd week.
My 2nd week. I'm like a series regular now.
That's it. She's stuck. What do you think?
Can you make another one of these right now? Because this is delicious. Oh my god.
Be careful because they're strong.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty much equal parts juice and alcohol. So you want to make sure that you calm it down a little bit.
It's good.
Okay, so
Really good. All right.
again, this is called a Pearl Harbor. We've got 4 ounces of pineapple juice.
Okay.
We have 1 ounce of melon liqueur and 2 ounces of vodka.
Stunning.
Right? I'll write that down so you can save it.
Thank you.
Okay. So now, tonight we're going to be making homemade tater tots.
My favorite.
Why? I was at the grocery store a couple days ago. Believe it or not, I did leave my house. It was a struggle for me.
You had to give her a little push, but she went.
But the freezer section was completely empty, and my instant thought was, what about the kids that only eat certain foods? So a lot of kids like tater tots, and these homemade ones taste almost identical to the ones in the red bag.
Okay.
So
I'm mad at that.
I was really happy with the recipe when I found it. I did alter it because I wasn't really crazy about the original. So this is Anita Manager's tater tots.
Yes.
Okay, so to begin, we have Sienna, who is going to peel the potatoes.
My favorite thing to do. Something I can't do wrong in the kitchen.
That's our #1 task when we're in the kitchen together because it does take quite a bit of time.
It does, but I actually do it pretty quickly.
She does it well.
I take what I can get.
So if you want to just peel that guy over here.
Okay.
I did peel the rest of them for you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to show everybody that we are making everything at home.
We are.
Okay, so.
Don't judge me for my peeling.
I'm gonna judge you.
Well, you could have at least started it for me.
So, you're gonna take 2 pounds of russet potatoes, and you wanna be very specific with the potatoes that you use. The golden potatoes are much better for mashed potatoes. The russet potatoes are better for something that you wanna hold together, like a latke, a baked potato, tater tots. So make sure you grab the right potato. The big difference that I've found, I'm not a chef, is the starch content. So it's really gonna hold itself together a lot better. And it's not gonna be as creamy, which is what you want. You want it to be a little bit more crunchy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the 2 pounds of potatoes, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna put those into a pot that is just covering it with water. And you're only going to boil it for 5 minutes. And what that's
Got it.
what that's gonna do is that is going to just release some of the starches, so that way all of your tater tots hold together, because there's not a lot in these, which is also another great thing. There's not any preservatives or anything. Okay, so if you can grab that knife for me.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we are going to cut these into about 1-inch squares.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you cut them at least once long ways, so that they look like this. So that way,
There we go.
how's that?
Thank you.
So that way, you're not getting a whole bunch of shreds of potatoes, because then that's more like a latke, and it's not gonna hold its shape as well as these. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind, can you just grab the pot for me?
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna turn the burner on.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're doing at this point is we're just keeping an eye on it. The second that you start to notice those bubbles that are at the top of the water, that's when you want to take it off. That means that the starch is starting to come out of them.
Got it.
Okay?
I can do that.
Okay, so I've got my food processor here. You can use a box grater, but work smart, not hard. So with my food processor, I have the small side up, so that way the shreds are going to be a little bit smaller. And while we are waiting for our potatoes to boil, why don't you get started on the homemade barbecue sauce?
Yes. Okay. So to go alongside our tater tots tonight, you need something to dip them in. So we're gonna make a homemade barbecue sauce. So to start, you're gonna need 1.5 cups of brown sugar.
Okay.
It's this one?
Yep.
Okay, look at that. Well, it's more like a reddish color, so I got confused. But, so we have 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And Anita, where am I gonna put this?
In the blender.
In the blender. Perfect. Okay, so we have our brown sugar right here. Oh, and our blender magically appeared right over here for me to use. So I'm just gonna go ahead, this on. Oh, okay, hold on. I don't know how to open things.
She's new to the kitchen.
Help?
The release button?
Oh. Well, maybe they should write it a little bigger. Thank you.
It actually says release on it.
Well, Okay.
Okay, so before you do that, why don't you start with the ketchup?
The ketchup?
So
Okay.
when you're using a blender, the most important thing is that you get the wet ingredients first, so that way it all mix it up together. If not, all the dry ingredients are going to be separated.
Okay. So right here we have 1.5 cups of ketchup, or we're gonna put into our blender. So just go ahead and dump that in. Okay. Thank you. So we have that. Then we also have 1.5 cups of just regular water. Also go ahead and add that in. Oops. Okay. Then we have 1.5 cups of red wine vinegar. Now after all of our wet ingredients are in, we're going to go ahead and put in our dry ingredients. So we have, again, 1.5 cups of brown sugar. This is actually the brown sugar. I was right in the color. This is brown. That wasn't the brown sugar before. So, 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Then we're going to put in whatever the red stuff was, paprika, 1
There you go.
tablespoon?
Yep.
Tablespoon of paprika.
Okay, so this next part is my take on barbecue sauce.
Go for it.
Most barbecue sauces just call for salt. I like to use Lowry's seasoning salt because it has other flavors in it. It has garlic, it has onion powder, which we are putting that stuff in, but it does give it a little bit more of a kick. So that's the orange one.
The orange one. Okay, so Lowry's seasoning salt is what you suggest.
Right.
But just any seasoning salt would also be available. Add that in. Now we're going to do 2.5 tablespoons of dry mustard. And then finally, what is this? Paprika? No?
Black pepper.
Black pepper. This is 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper. Okay, now after all of your ingredients are in, go ahead and put the lid back onto your mixer.
I'm gonna see if she can do this by herself.
It went this way originally, so that's how we're gonna do it. No, it didn't. It went this way. There we go. I think that's right. Maybe, we'll see. Okay. Now, I'm going to assume this is already plugged in. So I'm just gonna hold the lid just in case. And
Because I wouldn't tell her.
power. Yeah,
And
there
then-
we go. And 1.
Yeah.
Sure. Woo! There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now, do I need to pulse this as well, or just let it go?
Just let it go.
All right. Okay. We're mixing.
Okay.
That's good. Okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen,
Got it?
everybody in between, my homemade barbecue sauce.
I don't know how to do this right now. Can you lift it up? I don't. Okay. Help. Oh.
Okay, so there is one final ingredient that I usually put in, and I put 2 dashes of hot sauce in.
Ooh.
But because a few people in our house aren't really crazy about hot sauce, we did not add it. But this is the hot sauce that I usually put in. And when I say dashes, I mean just like 2 drops. It's
No,
really
that's
not
enough,
enough for kids to notice, but it does give it a little bit more of a smokier flavor.
Okay.
But we live with a few children, so I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Ooh. Now, how much of this do you want to put in? You want to put in like, just like, that, or
We'll skip it.
skip it? Okay.
Yeah.
That does smell nice though.
And that right there looks like some delicious barbecue sauce.
Absolutely.
You want to taste it?
Ooh, that's good.
That's good, right?
Nice smoky flavored, real nice. Ooh, yeah.
But it's nice because it's super easy to make at home, especially now when it's hard to find a lot of things.
Mhm.
If you don't have ketchup, you can use tomato sauce. You can use tomato paste, just add more water. So this is a really easy recipe to do, especially if your kids are looking for their favorite condiment.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hi, Greg. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so our potatoes over here are just finishing.
Okay.
You want them to just get hot. The moment that, I don't know if you can see this, I'm afraid to pick it up because it's clumsy.
They know what boiling water looks like.
No, it's not that it's boiling. You're starting to get the
little frothy bubbles.
Yeah, the froth on the top, which is just the starch
The
coming
starch
out of the
releasing.
potatoes.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got my food processor here,
And I got my drink here.
and I'm just going to shred these super quick. other reason that I like using my food processor for this is because it makes it super uniform. So you don't really have to worry about the outcome of the tater tots because they're all going to be the same. All right.
Hi, Charlotte.
So, for this part, I like to use tongs so I can grab them straight out of the water, and I like to process them while they're hot so that way the starch starts to come out of the potatoes more. See, I do my research. I just don't pick a recipe.
I wasn't questioning you.
All right.
But whatever you tell me, I'm going to take it as fact because you know way more than I do.
All right, so this is going to be super quick and easy to do.
Hi, Jed, thank you. It's Fashion Nova. Nova, baby.
The actual process of making the tater tots is absolutely the most simple thing that we've done in the kitchen so far.
Sounds good to me. And yes, I was not sponsored, but I do love Fashion Nova. Their fit is always on point. I mean, if they want to sponsor me, I'm not going to turn it down. Give them a call.
Alright, and there's no trick to doing this. I literally just fill up the food processor. I know it's awful and wasteful, but the pieces that don't go through, I throw them away. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is all just about to finish. And this is actually a cool recipe because you're going to be able to see it from start to finish. Because it is so quick to make.
So there's no TV magic tonight?
There's no TV magic tonight because it's unnecessary. You're welcome, staff.
Production assistants. They've had a recent promotion.
Okay, so there's just a couple more to go.
Okay.
The next part, you want to be careful because when you take them out of the food processor, they're still going to be piping hot from the water. But you want to wring them out pretty quickly and get them into your dry ingredients so that way the dry ingredients stick to the potatoes and you get a nice coating because that's what's actually going to keep them together.
Okay. And for our new viewers who are just joining us, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Sienna. This is Mrs. Anita Manager. And tonight we are making tater tots from scratch, start to finish, and we are pairing it alongside a Pearl Harbor.
Okay. So, I've got my shredded potatoes here.
Okay.
I've got the big pieces on top.
That we're just going to discard.
You can absolutely go back and cut them up and use them, but
Who has the time?
who has the patience? We all have the time, but nobody has the patience.
I mean, yeah, no, we do.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is
Okay.
I have a glass bowl here ready.
Okay.
I have a paper towel, or a dish towel, and I'm just gonna drop that right inside.
Okay, now what is the towel for?
So the towel is gonna help absorb any of that excess water and moisture from the potatoes. While I get this going, would you mind getting our dry ingredients together?
Absolutely. So,
I kind of cheated and got it all in one dish.
I was wondering what that was. I was like, do I have to like tell them to do this? Because that's, I don't know if you all can see how nicely she prepared this. Let me get the YouTube hands. Yes, okay. So in our dry ingredients, this right over here is...
You've got a teaspoon of garlic, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of basil, 2 teaspoons of that Lowry seasoning salt again, half a teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 cup of flour.
Perfect! Look at that. And that's just all just going to go right here into the bowl.
Perfect.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Just go ahead and get those nice little...
Alright, and
Mix.
don't forget the flour.
Of course. And here as well?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So again, this is like super quick and easy. If you weren't doing it on a show, you would need like a bowl, the food processor, and a pot. So that's it. If you wanted to, you could even put the oil into the pot that you boiled the potatoes in. I'm going to be using a frying pan just because it's a little bit easier to see. But there's a lot of ways to make this super quick, super easy. When I made the first batch this morning, it took me about 20 minutes from start to finish.
Oh, not bad at all.
And that included measuring all of my ingredients and getting everything all together.
So it's super quick, super easy,
Right.
super fun. Involve the kids. They're gonna love to eat them and also make them.
Right, and at the point where you start to form the actual tater tots, you can invite the kids over because it's gonna cool down pretty quickly, the potatoes, from putting them into the clean bowl. Alright, so what I did here was I just smashed the potatoes up to the sides of the bowl, so that way...
Creating a little bit of a well.
Exactly,
Look at
yeah,
that.
she's learning.
Redwood taught me well.
Okay, so I'm just gonna sprinkle this over.
Okay.
It doesn't really have to be super mixed because you're gonna get in there and smash it all around. But if you wouldn't mind,
Sure.
I have half a cup of oil here.
Okay.
I'm gonna pour that in. Would you just turn that on for me?
To low heat, medium heat, high
You're
heat.
gonna put this on a high heat for about 2 minutes, and that's just to get the oil started. And then you are going to bump it down to like a medium-low heat because you want them to cook a little bit slower, so that way the insides don't get all mushy. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna, with a fork, mix up the potatoes with the dry ingredients.
Okay.
And again, this is super quick. You don't have to be delicate with it. Just smash it all around. Make sure that you get all of the flavors coated onto all the potatoes. But with them being hot and wet, it's going to be really easy.
Tell me again.
It's going to be really easy to get everything all mixed up. So,
If they're hot and wet. Got it.
exactly. So, this is all mixed. And that's it. That's all you got.
Okay.
Alright, so now my trick for making them A, so that they're uniform, and B, so they're all the right size, is I use my smallest ice cream scoop. I don't know who in their right mind would be able to eat a scoop of ice cream this
Absolutely not.
size,
No.
but God bless you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to I'm going to make sure that I really pack the potato mix into the ice cream scoop, so that way it's like a firm ball.
Okay.
Because tater tots are usually like super crunchy on the outside and cooked on the inside, but still a little chewy. And there's no egg or anything in this, so you don't have to worry about undercooking it. You're really just going to cook it in the oil until it's brown. And it could be dark or it could be light, it just depends on the way that you like to eat it.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple out here. And then once I have like 5 or 6 out, then we'll start putting them in so that way they can dry up a little bit.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Sienna. So, actually, why don't you do this for me?
You want me to do it?
I do, because I was...
Because you don't want to do it?
No, I was a little bit flustered and I skipped our game for tonight.
Oh, I forgot there's a new game every day.
Right?
Ooh, okay.
So we'll switch
let me
spots.
get my drink so I can get all the answers correct, because, you know. All right.
Okay, so...
Well, you did the first one so nicely that I'm just gonna...
With our game tonight, it is Guess That Lyric. Pretty
Okay.
straightforward.
I should be able to know this. I do know... How did you... Okay. I do know music.
You really want to make sure that you use your thumb to actually press it into the center of the scoop. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so, are you ready?
Sure. Let's go.
While everybody's watching, why don't we take bets? Is Sienna going to get 1 right, 2 right, or 3 right?
Okay.
I'm going to go with 1.
Wow. No faith.
For a
in me.
very specific reason. We'll get to that at the end.
Nuts, girl, you can't do this to me.
Okay. I want somebody to speed it up for me, then take it nice and slow.
Oh, these are lyrics.
Yes.
I just thought you were saying what you personally want. Okay. One more time?
I'll read it one more time. I want somebody to speed it up for me, then take it nice and slow. Don't stop your work. We
I
still
know,
got
I'm
stuff to do.
thinking. I know this song, I just can't think of it right now because I'm under all this pressure.
So much pressure. I'm gonna start getting the tater tots into the oil while she thinks.
Okay. Can I have a hint?
A hint.
Oh.
Why don't we go with
Is
a
it
superhero?
superhero?
It's a very vague hint.
I can hear the song in my head, which is really annoying. Yeah.
Once we get these into the oil, you're really only gonna have them in the oil for 3 to 4 minutes. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna continue to rotate them once a minute, really, just to make sure that you get the oil on all the sides. And at that point, since we're talking about time, I think your time is up for this one.
Is it 4 Minutes by Madonna and Justin Timberlake?
No! It is.
Ah!
I was banking on her getting that one wrong. Okay.
You only said that because I don't like Madonna.
Oof, there's a lot of gays out there. You gotta be
I
careful with
know,
what you say.
but listen, I don't have anything against her music. It's just I don't like her.
Okay, are you ready for the second one?
I mean, I'm 1 for 1, so bring it.
Okay. I took you to an intimate restaurant,
How
then
nice.
to a suggestive movie.
Okay, I don't know this one. I straight up don't know.
You don't even
this
want to give it a guess.
one.
You want a hint?
Madonna.
No.
Okay. I thought we were gonna have a little trend tonight.
No. It is Physical by Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're 1 for 2 at this point. I said she was only going to get 1. Let's see if she gets the last one.
Wait, there's only one more?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We're in an awful mess, and I don't mean maybe.
We're in an awful mess, and I don't mean maybe.
Right.
Can I phone a friend?
So I'll give you a hint.
Uh-huh.
It was covered in the early 2000s
Okay.
by a, and I use this term very loosely, rock artist.
A rock artist that
Right.
you're using very loosely.
Right.
Who was big in the early 2000s? That's a
I never said
rock.
she was big in the early 2000s.
Oh, so it's just she. Thank you.
Damn it!
If you get her off guard, she'll normally tell you the answer. She was a kind of, maybe, to some big rocker in the early 2000s.
Right. Does anybody out there know? Before you answer, does anybody out there know who covered the song, not the original?
Wait, can I hear the lyrics one more time?
We are in an awful mess, and I don't mean maybe.
There's only one, like,
The next word
kind
is-
of rocker that I know that's a female that was big in the early 2000s? Did she come out in the early 2000s? I don't remember. I'm gonna go with Pink?
No.
No.
So the cover was done by... Anybody got that?
Alanis Morissette? Is that it?
No.
Oh.
Kelly Osbourne. The original
Ow,
song...
ow, ow, ow.
You said
Rocker, kinda big. Was she ever even kinda big? She had one song.
it's Papa Don't Preach by Madonna.
Oh.
So
Oh, now I hear it.
I was right. She just got the one right that I didn't think she would.
See, that's like one of the only Madonna songs that I actually like.
Which
It has,
one?
4 Minutes. It
Oh.
has Justin Timberlake on it, like made it bearable for me.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys are timing this, but the first batch is pretty much close to being finished.
This takes a while.
I mean, the hard
Not
part
that,
does.
but this, yeah.
And that's what you want your kids for. You want them to do the work, and then you can just sit here and babysit the oil. Okay.
It came out.
So I'm going to start taking some of these out, and I'm just going to put them directly onto a paper towel to cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to continue to cycle these through. You know, I give her a lot of grief.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody who loves Lady Gaga, like most of the rest of the world, I don't dislike her, but I don't follow her. For her to not hate me every time a song comes on the radio and I say, is this Lady Gaga? Is this new?
She asked me today if a song from 2011 was new. Is this current? I said no.
I mean, it could have been.
I mean, sure.
Her new album sounds more like her old stuff. So it could have been from the new one.
New album didn't come out yet.
Oh.
But
See, these are
sure.
things that other people know that I don't. Okay. So, what I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
is I
Put
am
me out of my
going,
misery.
I'm going to get the rest of these out.
Okay.
And I'm going to just plate them up on my favorite little rectangle dish. Obviously, if you want to just like throw them at your kids from the kitchen, dip them in a little sauce first and let them chase them around like Easter eggs. You could do that too.
I mean, don't throw these at your kids, but
You can.
I mean,
It'll be like a game.
sure.
Okay.
I don't know what you did in your house as a child, but my mother never threw tater tots at me.
We cleaned
Okay.
and did laundry.
Mm-hmm. So that's where it all comes from.
I think that's it. No, I actually had a really great childhood, thank God. Okay, so can I just have the plate to plate these, please? I'm gonna get these second round.
Okay.
Okay, so like you see, these cook super quick, super easy. The barbecue sauce was super easy to make, and I'm telling you, honest to God, it takes 3 seconds. It lasts for like a month in the refrigerator, and it tastes 10 times better than anything you buy at the grocery store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones that are already finished.
Okay.
I'm going to plate them up, and then I'll let you have one, since you're doing all the real work.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm such a perfectionist that I want them to be like
How do
perfectly
those look?
round.
I mean,
it's not
you-
going to be, but
You can't tell me that these don't look like... Oh wait, I have to do Instagram hands.
YouTube, girl.
Whatever. Oh my God. These look almost
I think
identical.
Instagram hands are something different.
It depends on whose Instagram you're looking at. These look just like the ones that you buy in the grocery store that are frozen, but these are fresh. So, the other great thing about these is you can put these in the refrigerator for up to a week because there's no dairy, no eggs, no nothing. You can put them in the refrigerator for a week, pop them on a cookie sheet, 350, 5 minutes, and they're good to go.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
Alright? So,
I can't wait to eat these in the morning with my eggs and bacon.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Right? You can also do this to like hash browns, right? This is tater tots are just a small version of hash browns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so-
much the same thing. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna let her continue to work.
Oh, wait, are we done?
We're all done.
Oh, wow, that went by so fast tonight.
It sure did. I really want to thank all of you for coming out and seeing the show tonight. We really appreciate all of your tips and your shares. And make sure you pay attention because on Monday, we're going to be starting a contest.
Ooh.
So tonight we did our tater tots, and tomorrow we're going to continue All American Week with apple pie. Because what isn't better than after you've stuffed your face on Easter than to have an apple pie?
Yes,
Right?
and we will be doing a show on Easter, so if you can't be with family tomorrow, at least you can spend it with your online family, me and Anita.
Alright guys, so thank you again. You can see both of us here almost every day. I am on Instagram at Mrs. Anita Manager. I'm on Venmo at Anita_Manager. You're already on my Facebook.
There we go. And yes, Charlotte, we can see what you type thanks to the lovely production assistants here at Sip and Simmer. So keep those comments coming. My name again is Sienna Rose. You can find me online at Sienna Rose Official on Instagram and Venmo, _Sienna_Rose on Twitter, or just Sienna Rose on Facebook.
Again, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Bye.
These smell fantastic.
They do. I can't wait to eat these.